Alright, so this potato-looking tank is the 705A, the Russian Tier 10 back turret heavy tank. What is there to note about it? The turret is in the back, it has a big gun, and the side armor is rather weak, which makes this a good side-scraping tank if you have something covering your hull, because otherwise it's going to be hard to actually side-scrape without taking damage. Another thing to note is incredibly bad at aggressive plays, as you know, back-mounted turret and all of that. And another thing to note is that the turret is pretty damn good, but not completely gold spam resistant, as you would prefer it to be. And also, another thing to note, it's tier 10, and since tier 10 is full of, you know, complete and other aids, this tank is also struggling a bit from that. Is this worth the grind? I'd say it's probably not. It just doesn't really bring anything to the table. It's much slower than the actual good meta heavies. And the back-mounted turret, the lack of gun depression, just makes it a bit too clunky, I think. No RD on airfield. But with 3 light tanks and just the way airfield is, this is still gonna be rather unplayable. Or, in other words, you play, you lose. We do have a pretty big advantage of having the double EBRs, but you could also argue that on this map, EBRs aren't as strong as everyone's camping in the back from the get-go anyways. But we'll see how it goes, I guess. But yeah, this is probably, what is this, the second or actually the slowest Russian heavy in the game after IS-4? And that definitely takes away from the experience a bit. I think it's probably faster than IS-4. It's also faster than SD2, right? So I guess it's not that bad. Crepes are pancakes too. Thanks for the 16 months. Appreciate it. Alright. Nice driving, little EBR buddy. Yep. Working great so far, team. What is this? Oh, they're all on the top, only the Centurion is poking this side. Centurion is getting shot in the back. Oh, good thing I muted my phone that I wanted to do earlier. Let's do it now. That's better. Alright. So here comes the party, huh? Hello, party. I have a cheese wedge sniping and an IS-7, so we should be fine. 780. This thing has 600 in average damage, but it's Russian, so you know how it works. Chieftain isn't pushing behind me, so this guy shouldn't be able to hide. Could have gone for either. Wow! Wow! That's impressive. Well done, buddy. Looks like this chieftain wants to party. As you can see, narrow or really narrow angle on my track, but he's able to get damage and pen and tracking. So yeah, it is what it is with this thing. It doesn't really have side armor, and that's really clunky for a backwards mounted turret on a heavy tank to not be able to actually side scrape properly. I mean, you kind of can, but again, very shallow angles. Oh man. Third best heavy in the game confirmed. Also, the DPM is definitely on the low side with this vehicle. Fortunately, our team is making the mistake of playing the game, which is unforgivable on this map. Wow. Can't say I'm unlucky in this one though, hitting a lot of really stupid shots. 50B died. Nobody else there anymore right now. Why are you sitting sideways on, buddy guy? Not really sure what our EBR is doing in that position right now. Nice. 6 damage. Very good. Oh, we're already at 2k damage. Kind of just sitting here and waiting to see what will happen more than anything. It's kind of how you do play this map anyways. Also, Zoldo, thanks for the 4 months. Appreciate that. Hey, a fresh top tier heavy arrives. Okay, that's some decent tracking. Won't be able to bounce this again unless he shoots someone else. He's also shooting HE. Not gonna risk with the tracking, it's just not worth it. Try to give this guy some cover if he wants it. Kind of a shit shot for me. If I had HE loaded, it would have been fine, but I don't, so nice. Guy finishes him off. We even spotted this Yak Panzer now. Still looking this way, huh? Hello, buddy. Chieftain wants to mess with you. Maybe it's better to just cross this now then. Get away from the Chieftain angle. Alright. Looks like this is getting solved. The puzzle seems to be getting solved right now, which is definitely the way we prefer the puzzle to be. Pretty much a classic airfield game of you play, you lose. I don't even know what happened to that shot. Honestly, no idea. Didn't really look like there was anything in the way, but I guess there was. Both light things scattered, so... Oh man, and this is where that long hull comes into play. It's not like I can't take the hit, but I don't want to. Let's put it that way. I guess we're just not gonna give a shit. Nice. Probably the most easier shot in the game from all the things I fucking shot at, and of course it's the one that doesn't do anything. At least we can use this gorilla, or abuse this gorilla, I don't know. Oh man. Well, full gold spam, of course. Not that we'd expect anything else from a chieftain. This is going really not the way I wanted it to, but it's kind of how the chieftain fights usually go. Alright. Finish that guy off, and now we should have a clear way. Why didn't I load HE? Should not have really been a problem, honestly. That's kind of why. Didn't really expect to have that much issues just hitting him once properly. But you are right, I could have loaded HE to make it more consistently good. Alright, get rid of that guy. Pretty nice farming at the end of the game here. It feels like there's not really much left in our team that actually does any damage. That's kind of a shitty shot. The lower plate is angled downwards, so kind of unlikely to pen that. Maybe he's gonna move around a bit and give us a better angle. That is a better angle. Neat. Let's see if we can get to that 6k damage. I don't know if he was really truly aware of what kind of angling he wanted to do there, but my timing was off there to get a proper shot. Come on, give me that 6k damage. Gotta go for the cupola snipe, I guess. Could have actually penned the front of the turret there, but not quite, not quite. Oh well, don't get my 6k, but still a pretty solid game for this thing. It kind of played in our hand that we were able to play most of the game passive. I mean, how much damage did I do even before I started to actually aggressively push the enemies? It was all down to them just pushing on airfield. which is generally what you should not be doing. Wouldn't expect airfield to be good. I mean, not that you wouldn't expect, in a way you kind of would. What even is this? Oh. You kind of would expect it just because, you know, this tank's good defensively and you're heavily encouraged to be very defensive when you play this, so a map like an airfield, you don't really have this urge to actually go and do stuff because you know that 705 is very bad at going and doing stuff, so what you end up doing is camping, and camping is very good on airfield. Alright, so it's Tundra with 3 Arta against an IS-7. This is definitely much worse for me. Obviously, this is much worse for everyone, which is the... because of the 3 Arty, of course. Also, Carter Waters, thanks for the 14. Appreciate that, man. Had any problems with my current GPU? Not so far, no. Alright, well, we're gonna go towards the hill, but we're probably not gonna be on time to be relevant for the early aggression, so we're probably gonna play second line defensive like we did before. It's the kind of the only way you can play this, and that's kind of why I wouldn't recommend grinding it. It is kind of strong at the one thing it does, but the one thing it does is playing defensively. And, I don't know, I just don't find it too much fun to do that. Even that last game, you know, we did almost 6k damage, didn't really feel like that. It felt like we just camped and just shot people who were way over aggressive. One thing it does is side scrape. Well, side scrape play defensive. You can only really side scrape in very favorable positions, as it lacks the side armor to be truly effective at side scraping. Alright, so it looks like the enemy team didn't even bother to go to the hill, at least with nothing truly relevant, so that's something, I guess. Nice rolls, though. Nice rolls. We have seen a lot of 700 so far in these 2 games. I think this is the 3rd one, actually. That FV. A brave man. A brave man. So here's the new reward. Fortnite reward tank, boy. I guess we're just crossing. Not even sure. This thing doesn't have any armor, right? I guess it doesn't. So, again, maybe it looks like a bit of an aggressive play, and it kind of is, but we were able to do this because the enemy team just didn't bother to even go to the hill. A bunch of TDs, though, in this game. Here, the shitty gun depression comes into play. Just looking for TDs here, mainly. I had a green pen mark for like an hour there, and I didn't take it. Can we shoot the enemy's team? What are you doing back there, huh? Looks like there's no TDs behind any of this, so that's kind of neat. Here comes some low rolls. Oh, there is one. That is very annoying, of course. And this gun depression is also limiting what I can do technically in this game by quite a bit. Is he just gonna sit there and get shot like that? I mean, it's both good luck for me and good luck for him. It's very unlikely that either one of us will do any damage. This gun is too inaccurate, and my position is just a bit too strong for him to ever really do much against me. You son of a bitch. I could have repaired this, of course. And I should, I guess, since he's just perma-tracking me. I wanted to peek out aggressively and kill him. Obviously, we have to do it backwards, but now when my repair kit is gone, I'm not really super into this play anymore. Because I should not have actually used my repair kit, that was stupid. No reason to. Like, I was not under any threat there at all. Not even gonna bother shooting at this right now. This thing definitely doesn't have the pedigree for these kind of shots. Trying to snipe a pixel cupola here. Oh, there we go. We got one. Is that a commander's cupola? I guess it is, right? Should be the commander then. Or no, the commander should have the other cupola, right? And that Russian accuracy comes into play here. Good thing about the HE, but we also should assume that he's not really gonna stay there. Looking how this has gone for him so far. Have some more cover, I guess. Alright. Not a very exciting game. The enemy team just pulled some weird plays. Didn't play the hill at all, and went for some absolutely bizarre plays with their TDs. So that kind of made it rather easy for me. Almost no opposition to really speak of here at all. The HE on this tank is a bit more effective than on your average tier 9 or tier 10 heavies, just because it's slightly higher alpha, but it's still not really gonna yield you great results unless you have no choice. But even like you saw that Foch 1 or Foch B shot, like it's a cupola shot, but I hit what, 2 out of 4? And with HE, I mean, first of all, with HE, it still would not have helped me all that much because I just missed the tank, not bounce. I bounced only 1, right? So I probably would have done way less damage. Anyways, let's see what we can do in our last game in the 705A. It's highway, and we have a mouse. Interesting. Alright. 1 Arcta. Not that many light tanks and a lot of 8s and 9s. We shall see. We shall see what we can do. I assume, I have never even looked at the armor model of this. I assume this is not a weak spot because that's a Russian tank, right? Is that even a hitbox? I assume it's at least not a weak spot from the front. It does matter, the armor difference between the 277 and IS-7. IS-7 is very capable of bouncing gold with slight angling on the hull. The 277 isn't really in the same ballpark. It's not a hitbox? Neat. Very surprising. Just like on the Mauerbrecher and the Mauschen, that giant bucket on the top is also not a hitbox, right? Drink beer or Red Bull? This is Kronenburg Blank. Haven't had one of these in a while. Not really beer, it's kind of like juice. Caramel juice. Not arguable, it's the worst gun on the IS-7. I think the thing about the IS-7 is just very good at snap shooting, which is very useful in holy crap, aggressive ace. Opening all the beers in the chat. Thanks, man, for the 10 gifts. Alright, so if you can spot what's happening in our base right now. Yeah. Too slow, Granddad, too slow. Gonna break this fence here so we can catch out someone who wants to push through the middle here. Usually not a bad thing to do. Very cool, Arta. Incredibly talented. Not really the best chill spot on the planet, but it's not the worst either. Could you please look at the tier 10 heavy in front of you? Thanks. That's way too much angle, right? Yep. This is what I'm talking about. It's really easy to show what I mean when I'm fighting one of these. It's really not a side-scraping tank, man. Like, sure, it's your best bet, but you need some extra cover, and usually a lot of it, to make this actually work as side-scraping. Now he has nailed his angle, at least. He's not over-angling anymore. What the hell is that? It's a bot! What? Hello? That was interesting. Also, it seems that both teams are here with basically everything they have. Our team is just very passive with everything we have, unfortunately. That was an interesting play. Hey, my cover arrived. Hello, buddy. Ah. Nice mouse. Helping me with angling, I appreciate it. Mouse is a bit of a bully. He doesn't really like to play with friends. Hopefully I can use this tank as some kind of cover though throughout this game. That's an interesting shot. Against 200 Pana APCRs, I don't really need to be worried too much. It's not really the kind of shot that's gonna end me. This game is going just so fabulously wrong, it's not even funny, really. That's an interesting shot. Let's call it interesting. Not really sure how do I bounce that. Not really angling here properly, not that I can. Alright. 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 Getting somewhere, slow and steady. Our base is not, you know, completely screwed anymore either, so... Making some sort of progress here. Come on, over-angle it a bit more. Very nice. So I managed to bounce a 268 there somehow. Interesting. Alright. Slow and steady, this is starting to come together and not be horrible anymore, which is neat. It kind of blows to have to deal with that one-shot M4 Rev thing here still. But we made it rather fast. Alright, this is now cleanup. That was an interesting brawl. One of the closer games for this map for sure. Oh, there's the 268. Interesting. Should get spotted and murdered, really. Guess I'm sitting here and waiting. Nice accuracy, not the best roll though. Another 6k damage. Once again, you know, overwhelming amount of enemies, but we were able to play defensively, and that's where this tank shines once again. Obviously a bit lucky on that ammo rack, to say the least, but even without that, this game would have been pretty solid, huh? So, yeah, I mean, 705A, I mean, it's definitely good. The one thing that it does, which is the defensive play, but you gotta be very careful even when side-scraping to not over-angle, because it's very easy to do, as you could see on the enemy 705. Bounced anyways. It is quite tricky to keep this in a proper angle. It usually requires some kind of assistance from cover in front of you. You kind of want to hide your hull a bit, at least. We're just gonna guess here. When he gets spotted, gotta look on that map. Nice. Alright, well, that's the 705A, I guess. Pretty solid games. There's still a Scott around, but it's not gonna be mine. That is not gonna be mine. Looks like that shot went a bit high on the RD, but it did not. It did not. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. Pretty strong, kind of boring. Not my favorite, but I guess I do reasonably well in it. I haven't actually checked my stats in it and how am I doing in general in this vehicle. Let's find out, I guess. Did tree market not too long ago. I remember I had a really bad time trying to ace this when it came out. I think I got my 2 marks at least before I aced it, but I think I aced it before the 3rd one. 7k reasonably well. Well, once again, you know, we played very aggressive or very defensively, and we got that ammo rack kill, which boosted my damage from 5 point something to 7k. So that was kind of where this went really well for me. Also managed to bounce that 268 with my back. That helped quite a bit. But yeah, overall, good defensive tank, but kind of on the boring side of things. 3400, it's pretty average, I guess. And our armor efficiency is 1571 on average bounce. It's kind of irrelevant to compare it with the old Russian heavies. This one